The BP oil spill, which has shut down shrimping and fishing in much of the Gulf of Mexico, has destroyed the livelihoods of tens of thousands of fishermen and small business people. Since only a fraction of the damages have and will be paid, experts say the spill will likely destroy whole communities and trigger mass migrations as people seek work in other areas.
People in our coastal communities for decades after decades after decades, generation after generation after generation, have been shrimpers, oystermen, fishermen, boat captains. Their livelihood is inextricably linked to a healthy coastal environment. It's all they know, it's all they've ever done. So if we're talking about, and I think we are, wiping out our coastal communities, then I think it's a very real possibility that we're going to have a little dust bowl down here, not so little, big dust bowl down here, where whole communities just disappear and people migrate to wherever they think they might be able to earn a livelihood. Fisheries are shut down, the wetlands are polluted, people pull up stakes and leave. Culturally, we're really talking about genocide.
The disastrous social consequences of the spill are only compounded by the fact that Gulf residents have no control over a cleanup effort they see as incompetent and inadequate.
BP is making decisions, and then the national organizations are part of the command center, and yet people who are being impacted don't have any say in any of those decisions. And people are really turned off by that. They would really like to be able to have a say in a lot of those decisions.
BP is treating the Gulf region like it's a BP refinery. It's a police state, they're the warden, we're the inmates.
There's such a feeling of helplessness. You know, everybody wants to help and wants to clean up our own backyard, but the people who should be controlling the cleanup aren't able to do so, and it's being dictated by the oil company. I think everyone is extremely skeptical at this point about the safety or the information that's being passed down. That's evident by all of the homemade signs that are up and down LA1 that are put in people's front yards and voicing their frustration and their disappointment in the way that the cleanup has been handled. The only player in the game right now for employment for a lot of the fishermen and their families who would normally be out trawling or fishing is to work the cleanup for some of the subcontractors in order to feed their families. Any of the contractors or subcontractors employed by British Petroleum for this effort, they're under a signed obligation that they can't do interviews with the media. 2 weeks ago, there was a town hall meeting on the island where the community got together. A lot of wives were there on behalf of their families because they felt that their husbands or children couldn't be there to speak. That might put their jobs in jeopardy.
We've got to do something for the people who are directly affected by this catastrophe. They need to get money in their hands now. I know of a fisherman who documented that May of 2009, he made $28,000, I think. And he took that documentation to BP right away as soon as they had their claims process set up. And they said, okay, thank you very much, here's $5,000. They were saying, that's not enough. That we make more than that during the season per month. And the only response we could get from the government and from BP was, well, you know, the system isn't perfect. As if that were an answer to people who can't pay their bills now. BP, as part of its claims process, never said that there would be regular payments to fishermen. They simply took pride in the fact that they figured out before too terribly long how to get approximately $5,000 to folks who had filed claims. And we were told, oh, no, you don't get a claim form. You just talk to us and we'll record what you say, and that's how your claim process will begin. Which is ridiculous. Some of the processors just listen to people and don't write a thing down, or would pretend to write, and what they were writing was blah, 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 blah.
No matter where it goes from here, it's going to end up with devastation. It's just a matter of to what degree.